Hello, friends. Welcome to another Wolverine video. I apologize for my absence. I say this every time, and then I pop on and I'm like, I'm going to be back, I promise. And then I never come back. So I'm just going to stop saying that. Um, but I have some really exciting news, actually, a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Um, and it all has to do with my health. So today it won't be about crochet. If you're here for that, I'm not talking about that. If you're here for herbalism, I'm not talking about that either. I am here to talk about some huge strides being made with my health, which is just incredible and life changing for me. So, for those of you who don't know, I have a connective tissue disease called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is basically a genetic condition that affects the way that my body produces collagen. So, because my collagen is faulty, it doesn't have any structural stability. So, instead of being like this and holding the scaffolding of my body together, it's kind of like when you peel string cheese and it's like just got strings going everywhere. And that's my body is being held together by. So, that comes with a lot of pain, dislocations, just a lot of complications. Um, and I have and this is the honest truth here. I have literally not one day in my life ever had a day without pain. So I didn't know what that was like. Growing up, I thought everybody was in pain. I thought it was normal to be in pain when you woke up in the morning. So I really had no idea that there was anything strange or off or wrong about that. So, um, the first good news I'd like to share with you guys is that I started a new medication. And I'll give you a little bit of a background to mine because I know that some of you who are watching this video are probably looking for help with your chronic pain, help with a new EDS diagnosis, just trying to get some experiences and feelings because I know that I do that when I'm looking for a new medication or anything like that. So let me give you the history of my pain management. I was on Norco, which is hydrocodone and acetaminophen, 5 milligrams, 325 of Tylenol. And I was taking that 4 times a day. And it was getting my pain that was at a 10 down to maybe like a 6 or a 7 on a good day. On a good day. On a bad day, 7, 8. And then this last month, my pain management NP switched me to Percocet, and I was taking that 3 times a day, and it didn't do anything for my pain except make me nauseous. So that sucked. And so I told her, we had an appointment early because we weren't supposed to have an appointment until like the 19th, but we had an appointment early, and I told her, this is not working. I am having a really hard time. I'm not going to make it to our next appointment. So she suggested that we finally try a long acting opioid, which I have been against for some reason. And so that's kind of the history. So for 3 years, I was on Norco, no problem. And then I started to build a tolerance. They put me on Percocet, and then that didn't work at all. And so this month, I started a new medication. And let me tell you that it has been, when I say that I had no idea what it was like not to be in pain. Like I literally, from a child, never have had a day where there was not pain in my body. It is so much a part of my life that I am not used to the idea of not being in pain. Like it's just something I live with. Now, to somebody who's not always in pain, that might seem like really dramatic and horrible, but like when you just live that way, it's just your life. You don't know any better. But I started this new medication last night, and it's a patch. It's a pain patch. I want to make sure I don't show you any of my personal information. But it's called Butrans, buprenorphine transdermal system. And it's a little patch, and it looks like a Band-Aid. So I have it here on my chest. And I'm on the lowest possible dose. So I put my first patch on last night around 7:30. I'm on the lowest possible dose, which is 5 micrograms, not milligrams, micrograms. And I woke up at about 2 o'clock this morning, and I swear I thought I was dead. I thought I was dead or dreaming because I was not in pain. And that has literally never happened to me before in my life. So there were a lot of like really strong emotions that came along with that. There was some confusion, there was overwhelm, there was sadness, there was joy, there was anger. Um, the anger is kind of tripped me up a little bit because like it was my first experience ever not being in pain. And so I got mad realizing that there's a lot of people that just live their life like that and take it totally for granted. So that really caught me off guard that I was angry about it, but I was angry about it. But today, after I got up and moving, this morning, I did have some pain come back, but my doctor also gave me Norco for breakthrough pain. So between the Butrans and the Norco, now normally Norco again gets my pain down to maybe a 6, 7 on a good day. The Butrans gets my pain down to about a 5, 6 on its own, and then with the Norco, it's a 1, 2. I've never been in this low level of pain. It's amazing. It's an absolute miracle. Um, I have only been on it for like almost 24 hours. Almost 24 hours. But let me tell you that even if it stopped working tomorrow, it was worth it because I have never had a pain-free day before in my life. And I finally got to experience that. And it was so beautiful. And it is so beautiful. I got to sit in the living room with my kids all day today, and that was amazing. I just came back into my room a couple hours ago when I got worn out. So it's been, I don't know how to feel. It's overwhelming, I guess is the only word that I can come up with because I literally did not realize the amount of pain I was in until it was gone. And I'm going to get a little bit emotional here because I think at the very least, this has now given me an opportunity to be more compassionate towards myself because the amount of pain that is missing from my body right now that I am just used to living in is so much. It's extreme. That's a heavy, large amount of pain to be carrying around every day of your life and to be surviving through. And so I am really, really proud of myself for living this long because if I didn't know that it was possible for me to be pain free, I don't know that I would have that hope. But I'm having so many complicated emotions because I was like, just be grateful that you're not in pain. And like I am, don't get me wrong, I am so grateful that I'm not in pain. However, I have never not been in pain before. So it's scary because it's new. Uh and it feels like something's wrong. I mean, I know it's nothing's wrong, but because it's something that I'm so used to having around and it's not there, it almost feels like something's missing, something's wrong. This isn't my body, kind of weird stuff like that. But also, I'm going to get emotional again. I am so afraid of it coming back. Like, I am so scared. What if this stops working? Now that I know what it's like to be without pain, like, what if it stops working? And so there's all these really complex, complicated emotions. And I wanted to come on and talk about it because I feel like nobody talks about how when you finally get pain relief after you've been in pain forever, that there's almost a looming kind of dread, that it's not going to work anymore. It's going to stop working, or that being like to seek being without pain completely, like to be pain free feels greedy, right? Like I've only ever hoped for a reduction in my pain. I've never expected or experienced a level 0 pain. And so for that to have happened, now that's what I want. And I feel greedy for asking that my body not be in pain anymore. And it's just weird. So mentally, I'm trying to work my way through this. There's a lot here to process. It's really complicated. It's more emotional than I thought it would be. But it is an absolute miracle. And I'm very glad that my doctor put me on this patch because I have never, ever in my life, ever, I can never remember a day without pain. And last night I woke up and I just didn't have any. I mean, I have a little bit of pain right now, and I did have some pain after I got up and moving this morning, but I took my Norco for the breakthrough pain, and I'd say that the highest my pain level was today was maybe a 4, which is unheard of. And I mean, that's when I was walking around. I probably should have been using my wheelchair. So just living my life how I have been with these pain meds, like I can see myself doing so much more now, and it's really exciting. So that's one huge piece of news. That's the biggest um this is what I don't want to show you my pharmacy label, but this is what the box looks like. Okay. And my doctor told me, she started me on the baby dose, the smallest dose that they have available. So if I need to go up on it later, I can. But here's the really cool thing about buprenorphine. You cannot physically become dependent or tolerant to it. So you cannot build a tolerance to it. Like when you take Percocet, Norco, Oxycontin, whatever those opiates, you can build a tolerance and eventually they stop working and you have to go on a stronger and stronger drug. But with the buprenorphine, there it is impossible for you to build a tolerance to it. So you do not become tolerant to it. It works the same every time. So if my pain for some reason gets worse, let's say that because my condition is somewhat degenerative. If my condition gets worse, then I can go up on buprenorphine, but not because I have a tolerance issue. It'll be just because my degeneration. So this drug offers me so much more hope than I've ever had before. And it's a little bit conflicting because I'm an herbalist, right? And I want to always say no big pharma, but that's not true. Now, since I've become a chronic pain patient in recent years and being an herbalist and a healer, I realized that there really is space for both because I'm not going to reach for a Norco when just my knee is hurting, right? I'm going to put badass balm on that. So it's really interesting to me to just kind of find this balance between like being grateful for not being in pain and being terrified that it's gonna come back because it's like waiting for the shoe to drop. "Oh, hey, Deanne, how are you?" I don't know if you've been here this whole time or not, because 'cause you're the only one that said anything, but I was just talking about the new medication that my doctor started me on, and it's an absolute miracle. Absolute miracle. Today has been the first pain-free day of my existence, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I've literally never experienced anything like it, and I'm clear-headed too. I'm not stoned. Like, sometimes with pain meds, you get, like, really loopy and stoned, and I am not stoned. Okay, Deanne, let me tell you. So, Deanne, I have EDS. I'm always in pain. I've literally never had a day without pain in my life. So, I was taking Percocet last month, and it was not touching my pain at all. So I called my doctor, got an appointment, and she put me on this new pain patch called Butrans. And it looks like a little band-aid. I don't know if you can see that or not. I woke up at 2 in the morning and I had no pain in my body. Not one thing hurt. I did have some breakthrough pain this morning, so I took some Norco, and that took care of it. So, like, my pain is actually controlled for the first time in my life, which is amazing. You're having a rough day? I'm so sorry to hear that, Deanne. Do you want to talk about it? I hope you're okay. I was just popping on here to share the good news about my meds, and then I have other good news too because I found a surgeon that specializes in hips. Yeah, isn't it great? I'm just praying that it keeps working. Apparently you can't become tolerant to it either. You cannot build a tolerance to it. So it is really good. And keep in mind there is a delay on YouTube whenever I do a live video. I think it's like a 10-second delay. So I am probably responding to stuff that you wrote like 10 seconds ago. So sorry. Anyway, so you can't become tolerant to that med. So supposedly I should be able to use it for the rest of my life, hopefully. Um and I'm on the smallest dose, so like I can go up if I need to, if my pain starts to get worse because my condition degenerates or whatever. But the other good news, and this is also very good news, is on the 16th, I am meeting with a surgeon, and he specializes specifically in the hip. He only works on hips and only Ehlers-Danlos hips. So I am going to meet with a surgeon who is specialized in my disease, which has never happened before either. So I don't know what he might be able to do for me, but I'm really stoked to at least meet a doctor that's familiar with my connective tissue issues. So it's all good news over here. Other than that, I'm just happy to be alive. I did go to the Rocky Mountain Arsenal Wildlife Refuge the other day and did a video. I don't know if you got to watch it, Deanne, but it is so pretty. These deer walked so close to the car. They were like right next to us. Thank you, Deanne. I'm just so like I'm kind of is it so maybe you'll understand, but, like, I'm kind of afraid to be happy about it, and I know that sounds a little bit weird, like, saying it out loud, it sounds weird, but I'm, like, afraid to be happy about it because now that I know what it's like to not have pain, I'm afraid of my pain coming back. So, I don't know, but it's best not to think about it, I guess, just live in the moment and all that, huh? I'm so sorry to hear you're having a rough day. What's going on with you? Are you okay? I'm gonna drink some more water while this catches up. Well, I call it water, but it's electrolytes. You have deer that walk next to your apartment and you watch them out the window all the time. I love deer. They're some of the sweetest, most beautiful, majestic, graceful animals on earth. I just love them. That's okay, Deanne. If you want to message me, you can. I probably will be a little bit busy until I get my kids to bed. I just wanted to pop on here, but if you want to talk, you can message me. Absolutely. Know that I'm always there. You have my Facebook. Yeah, you're on my Facebook, right? I'm gonna double check. But and you don't have to talk about it with me. It's just if you want to talk about it, I'm here. I want you to know that you're not alone and that I care about you and that I'm happy to talk to you about whatever's going on if or even just send you, funny frog memes or something. Um but whatever I can do to help, just let me know. Sorry, my husband texted me and then I heard a loud crash and my kids are being too quiet. So I feel like maybe I should go check on them. Okay. Yeah, go if you want to, Deanne. Not if you don't have the spoons, if you don't have the energy, or you don't feel like talking about it. By all means, don't feel obligated. But if you do want to talk about it, I'm here. I hope that helps to know because sometimes like I usually don't reach out and talk to people about stuff, but it helps to just know that you can, right? Like even if you don't, it helps to know that you can. Oh my god, these sharks are driving me crazy. I gotta get rid of the sharks. I gotta get rid of these sharks. They drive me nuts. Um, anyway, Deanne, I just heard a loud crash and my kids are quiet, so I've got to go check them out. But if you want to message me, feel free. I'm gonna pop off of here. I might pop back on again later if I can. We'll see. We'll see. Things are up in the air right now, but I hope that you remember that you are a beautiful, sacred, blessed, beloved being and that I'm so happy you exist. Don't forget to wash your hands, wear your mask, take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, Deanne. Love you.